Okay, Shawn, man, this is part two, man, of your crash out. My response to your crash out. So once again, you did crash out. You may not want to admit it, man, but your actions speak crash out. But I'm gonna continue to show you why. All right, so this is where we left off with the last part, and I just wanted to pick up back here because I wanted to explain some more of Shawn P's common hangups. He has a hangup with any Neanderthal-like associations, being associated with anything black or anything like that, African-like. And just like before, where Shawn spazzed out and crashed out on me when he kicked me off his live stream before, I was getting into the evidence of where the Neanderthal and Denisovan ancestry within West Africans come from. But he wants to be of West African descent, but he doesn't want to accept the Neanderthal and the Denisovan ancestry found within West Africans that's been recently reported. He wants to avoid that. And so it's him with that hang up. I personally don't have that hang up. To me, it is what it is, because the population group that delivered those genomes into West Africa before West Africans, as we know them today, differentiated, was another melanated population that was of partially Black Eurasian descent that came into the Levant by way of Oceanic and Southeast Asian populations. Now, I'm not going to go into detail about that now, Shawn, but I just wanted to add that into the backdrop because I was not able to fully explain that before you kicked me off in your first live. So again, he has trouble accepting that because he makes mention of that specimen being Neanderthal-like, associated with Russia and the Caucasus Mountains. So yeah, he's hung up on that because he clearly doesn't have a full understanding of how gene flow was moving in that area at that time. But let's move forward. So during Shawn P's presentation, I asked Shawn to share the screenshot that I shared with him. And he made a claim talking about I never made shared a screenshot. Then he kind of like smooths it over by saying, you might have sent it to me, but I didn't read it, which, that could be the truth, but if you didn't read it, that's your fault. You know what I mean? We were having a complete dialogue up until this point and you didn't read the receipts, but I'm gonna read the receipt for you here. So it'll be undeniable. And when I get done, rebutting to your crash out, I'm gonna make sure you get the complete article, so you can no longer say that you don't have the article. And if you try to say that you don't have the article, I just said that, we'll have evidence that you do have the article. And if you don't read it, that'll be on you, Shawn. You know what I mean? But you'll no longer be able to tell people that you don't have the article. I even offered to share the article in the chat, because you said you didn't have the complete article after I said that I sent you the screenshot. So we're gonna nip that right now because I'm gonna blow this up because people can't see this. So I'm gonna blow it up and I'm gonna read it again, and I'm gonna share what's significant about this excerpt. All right, Shawn. So this is what I shared with you, and you can see here in the highlighted blue. But I'm gonna pick up in the yellow highlight above it. I'm gonna start there where it says we further found that the MXL, which is the Mexican Los Angeles minor population group, it says that samples with we further found that the MXL samples with negative correlation to El Moran was closer to present day Africans and Kennewick man, but more distant to El Moran, and Lebrana 1, with El Moran far more distant than Lebrana 1. This pattern suggests, now this is the key part, Shawn, so pay attention here, man, because we know you fell asleep in class. But it says this pattern suggests that El Moran related people, upon landing in North America, had admixed with African-like Amerindians who had settled earlier, therefore resulting in offspring with less El Moran and more African genomes. Shawn? And that's the reason why you wanted to avoid reading this article. You wanted to focus on me. And I understand, man. You live by, distraction tactics. You know what I mean? And you don't shoot fair ones. You know what I mean? Because you have to, you have to create an atmosphere where you disadvantage your opponents, man. Because that's the only way that you can gain leverage and win. You can't win on an even playing field, and you continue to show me this. And it's you just don't have confidence in yourself, buddy. You know what I mean? You might not believe what I'm saying in terms of my opinion, but sure, your characteristics and traits, are showing a person who's not confident in what they're saying. All you do is manipulate the board, the atmosphere, and your platform. You just handcuff people. You had me handcuffed when I pulled up. You wouldn't let me on live. You're going to see here people as well. I challenged Mr. Shawn P to a debate, and I challenged him on his live in the chat as well. And you can and you can see that he continues to ignore that because he doesn't want to debate on the equal platform. But let's continue. So yeah, here he's regurgitating. And I think this is before I sent that screenshot, but I just wanted to share this too. There's no evidence, for, you see the word there. I'm not going to repeat it. I ain't going to repeat the ignorance. You know what I'm saying? And so, I shared that screenshot in the rebuttal to that, and you guys just saw that. Here it is again, me sharing it to him for that, in my response to that. So here he's telling me that he's going to handicap me. I say, nah, because he's saying that I'm going to share your presentation on my live. So he's already let me know that he just plans on trolling, because I say, nah, we'll do it one-on-one because we know how you like to pout. Now, I'm already predicting what he's going to do. We already know how you like to pout and kick folks out. We could do it anytime, but you won't have that convenience again. Now, I didn't make true on my word. I showed up to this, to his live stream anyway, knowing good and well how he was gonna get down. So he says, you can't read. I'm playing your video. I don't need you. Laugh out loud. You gave your stance and interpretation of the data. So he's already let me know that at first at least he had plans on presenting my presentation without me being there. Shawn, this is you, buddy. I'm not making this up. You know what I mean? This is what you chatted between ourselves in the DM. So no, you won't be able to get away with this, big dog. And you make sure your people see this, and I'm gonna make sure some of your people see it. So let's move on. So during that last dialogue, I told Shawn to make sure he at least sends me the link to his live stream when he plans on, uploading my presentation. So he at least did that. And you can see here, another thing that I said I was going to point out, that he did, which is send me the link at the last minute. Now, he denied that. Now, you can see the timestamp here that he definitely did send me the link at the last minute to make sure that I'd be handicapped. At least that was his attempt. But even in handicapping, I still wanted to come on live because I feel like, I can defeat this guy whether I'm handicapped or not. And he still denied me that. So, this is just what he does, man. But let's continue. Matter of fact, now I'm going to wrap it right here. And then the next part is going to be a short one to go ahead and wrap it up so I don't have to feel rushed with this one. So, yeah, I'll get back at y'all.